Hey, what's up, y'all? It is late night. I am bored, so I am going live. How are y'all? Hey, Camille. So I wanted to I'm thinking through shit and it's late night and I'm just up, so I'm chatting. Hey Ray, hey Kay. Hey Shayla. Is that how you say it? Shayla? McGeady? So there's this boy that I kind of got a internet crush on. And he did the video. I had to unfollow him because I have a little internet crush on him because I didn't really hear him talk. And I just saw he was cute and was following because he was cute. But I had went on a deeper dive in into him and found his YouTube page, and I was like, oh, he's stupid. And it super, super turned me off. So I had to unfollow him. Um and and so, but he was talking about he went into this rant about why men don't approach women. Now, mind you, I only followed him because he was cute, so I only got to see like the reels of him being cute, nothing of him talking and giving me his brain. So me going to his page and hear him talking, I was like, oh, okay, so what does he talk about? And he went on this rant about why men don't approach women, and he went into this whole thing about all women not liking men, um, all women not liking men. So why would he come apply to he used the analogy of why would he come apply to a job that he knows that the employer doesn't want, doesn't like you or something. It just didn't make sense. Like it was like, what? Anyway, so one of the points that he was making in the stupid rant I thought was quite interesting, and it took my brain down a rabbit hole of other stuff. And so one of the points that he was making was we all got too many options and we're not um focused on one person. And it's not that that particular point I don't think is necessarily not wrong or right. It's just that, first of all, a lot of us don't have a million options. That's not, I really, it's another thing. I feel like a lot of us think we're hotter than what we actually are. So, so the options that we think we have, we really don't. So there's that. Um, and I think from certain people's point of view who do have exceptional beauty and attractiveness, I think they they get frustrated when people are intimidated by them. And so it puts them in a position where people don't actually come at them because they're kind of too pretty or too beautiful, and people don't actually approach them or take them seriously because, oh, you probably got a lot of hoes, you probably out here busting it wide open. Now this person I'm talking about, he literally has an OnlyFans. His Twitter is full of him having sex with multiple girls, but he's in this YouTube video saying that they think you have multiple girls. You do. You are out here. You literally are showing us that you are out here fucking multiple women. Like it's literally in your OnlyFans. You're literally on your Twitter. You're literally doing it. So how you complaining about that? Anyway, but that's really not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted, but I thought it was interesting that it led me to this. So he's a gorgeous, colorist fool. I really doubt that we are talking about the same person, but there are so many people that fit that description that it's quite interesting. Because this person is not popular. He's gorgeous, but he's not popular. Um, um, so it's interesting because I was thinking about like all these options and blah 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 blah. And I was in my brain, I haven't thought this through. I'm just talking. That's why it's late night and we talking. He could be seen with many women, but not be able to sustain the relationship. Well, he's fucking them. He definitely fucking them. He might be able not may not be able to sustain the relationship, but he's fucking them. Definitely. He's recording it and putting it on his OnlyFans. Oh, I do. You can't I don't separate it. Like I know what work is because as a sex worker, I know what that business is. It's not necessarily relationship, but I am having sex with these people, and especially in the context of porn. Like it's different when I'm not recording it and you're coming in my house paying me and I'm giving you a service. There's a difference between I'm fucking somebody for free that just so happens to let me record them for my OnlyFans. I'm not paying them. We just creating content because we know each other and we fuck around. Let me record it. That's what he does. So it's not, these are people you know. So you literally are messing around with a bunch of people. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. But I wanted to talk about kind of this idea of options and what I feel like. Oh, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think because this is just me thinking through shit. So take singers, okay? Singers. So think about when you were younger and who was the singer? I'm not talking about famous. I'm talking about singer that you heard in person, that gave you chill bumps, that had the anointing, that really moved you emotionally with their voice. So think about that. You met a lot of singers, right? You met a lot of singers, but they didn't do that. Like there's tons of people that you could have heard sing. Like tons of people. Like for me, the very first person to give me chill bumps in person is Kiki Wyatt. We grew up in the same city. We grew up around each other, going to the same churches, you know, being who we are. That's like my people. So she's the first person who gave me chills. She's not the first person that I heard sing. There was tons of singers, good singers, but it was something about her that was like, oh wow, she could sing at 7. So, but it was really, really rare growing up that somebody had that level of skill. And it was really, really rare for her being that young, having that kind of anointing and power. Okay. It wasn't really, really common to have that kind of power. But also take it and not just the not just that, but like think about just pleasant, unique, exceptional. I'm not talking about somebody that just can hold a tune. Because there are you go to any church, you're going to find somebody who can sing enough to hold a tune and sound good. I'm talking about exceptional, distinct, um, beautiful voice that is unique. It is those unique voices are really rare to find where you're like, oh wow, I've never heard a voice like this. This is and not necessarily power running and screaming, but just a unique, beautiful voice. When I was younger, it was really, really rare to come across that. But now with the internet, we run into so many unique, rare, beautiful, pristine, sickening voices. We get access. I can name like so many like singers that are like these motherfuckers are skilled singers and not famous. I'm not talking about famous level singers. I'm talking about people who are not famous who work every day but just upload them singing and just have an amazing voice. Who if it wasn't for the internet, I would not have access to their voice at all. And I think that that is what's happening with a lot of things because of the internet. And I'm not saying it's bad at all. I don't think it's bad at all. But we just have access to where things that were a rarity are not a rarity no more. It is not rare for you to find somebody on the internet that can sing exceptionally well. We used to only have access to people like this at church. You might find somebody at church that can blow the house down, but we are actually now having access to so many people that can just fucking blow. And so singing like that is no longer a rare occasion. Hidden talents aren't rare anymore. Exactly. The chick who the chick in your rural town who can sing better than Whitney Houston, but we never would hear her because you know, because she was in fucking bumfuck Tennessee. Now she has a phone and a TikTok account, and she's blowing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we would have access to we have way more access to more people who can do this thing that we used to consider was rare. I also see it in physique for men. Back in the day, it was really, really rare for me to see a dude with a body. Like I'm talking about buff, chest, arms, that this kind of IG boy, fitness boy body. It was really, really rare. So rare that when you see a nigga who was buff like that, you be like, oh, he must have just got out of prison. Because only niggas who was just getting out of prison was buff like that. They wasn't just walking around. I feel like this started with American Idol and then YouTube. Um, I don't know about American Idol. We always had singing contests. There always been ways to have access to people on TV. So I wouldn't count American Idol, but YouTube definitely because people were, we were exposed to more people. YouTube broke the barrier. We used to have to um now you can scroll Instagram without tons of Adonis type men rolling through. Or is that just an algorithm? No, I think you can. That you're gonna run into that because they show you who is popular. There wouldn't be a Fantasia without the votes. Um, but just because it's television, there's always been. I don't count American Idol because it's television. Like we always had musical people. Um, Musical people. Yeah, this is true. Like, I mean, musical television, not musical people. We always had television showcasing musicians. So I don't count that because that's just like it's a groundbreaking show, but it's television. Like we've been exposed to voices on television before. So that's why I don't really consider it. Um, but I guess it's I don't know. I can see how you can consider it. I don't consider that. Um, But it makes sense. But I'm talking about like just regular motherfuckers without the machine behind them. I feel like American Idol had a whole money marketing machine behind them, so it don't really count. I kind of consider them like celebrities, even though they were regular people playing, going to a contest. We still were overexposed to them because of the marketing. So I don't. I'm talking about people that we're not overexposed to. Like we're just running into random people who are not famous, like who are just exceptional. Um, Yeah, this is true. The internet definitely hooked me up with many men with crazy bodies. Yes. And then you're just running into these dudes with these bodies when we normally wouldn't see them. It's not saying that they didn't exist in the world, but we normally wouldn't see them. But we have access to see so many of them. I disagree, Diamond. There is a short, overweight guy who hit me up in the face and he told me he got out of jail. He was not fit. Oh, I don't know what you mean by you disagree. What are you disagreeing with? What did I say that you disagree with? There's a short, overweight guy who hit me in the face and he told me he got out of jail. I'm not I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding what you're disagreeing with because you said most men who got out of jail are fit. No, 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 no. What I'm saying is when you would see guys back in the day, back in like the 90s when I was coming up, when you would see men who were fit, I would assume that they just got out of jail. I'm not saying all of them just got out of jail. I would people would say, "Oh, did you just come from being locked up?" It was a common thing that you would hear when you see somebody who was buff. I'm not saying everybody who come out of jail are fit. No. It just was a common thing for I don't know, maybe I'm talking about from an anecdotal position, but that just was something common. No, I've seen that. I've seen it like in other people experience, especially with small legs. Yeah, like you can tell like that was something that was common. A dude joint build. Yeah, that's something common. I know that's not just me. That's something common. Um but yes, so but now because of the internet and because of it being lucrative and people can go viral, we are seeing more people who have bodies, more men who have bodies. Um, Same thing with penises. Because of the internet porn, us being able to access the dudes with the juicy dicks, it used to be just certain porn stars that was kind of popular. But now we got so many people, OnlyFans and Twitter and blah 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 blah. We know so many dudes with big old juicy dicks that that can fit whatever look that you want because we have access to that. I don't think we're talking about the same person, Shayla. Put the letter of the first name of the person that you're talking about. Just put whatever the first letter of his like username. Well, we might because that's his name. That's the letter. We might be talking about the same person, but he hasn't been online for a long time. We might be talking about the same person. He light skin or dark skin. Oh, we probably are. Then I he was new to me, so I didn't know he had been on the internet. There's a lot of access to plastic surgery and everyone is getting them. Same thing with plastic surgery. We're seeing, BBLs and more often. It's not saying that plastic surgery wasn't popular back in the day, like with, when we had like the Pamela Andersons and blah 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 blah. I don't think he had a his piece ain't what I consider a piece. His piece ain't what I consider a piece. Is he's just handsome, but his piece ain't hitting on nothing. It ain't hitting on ain't that. I don't know. I'm a size queen, so it's giving regular. It's giving real regular. Boobs and nose jobs back in the day. Yeah, it was boobs and nose jobs, but now it's BBLs. Um, it's it's lipo and facial work. Bitches is cisgender bitches is getting FFS now. Look at Cardi B. Her whole face done changed from when she was first coming out. She done got nose jobs, cheeks, and this shaved, and the girls is getting FFS. And I'm not talking about like botched people. I know, Lil Kim is a whole different situation, but I'm talking about just even legit ones, like nice work. Honey, look at Kylie. People talk about Kylie having all them surgeries, but I don't care what nobody say. It upgraded Kylie. Kylie looked fire as fuck. Summer Walker. Summer Walker looks fire as fuck. Not that she was ugly before, but she looked fire as fuck. She looks good now. She looked good before, but she just looked good in a different way. Summer Walker got the film queen surgeries. Yes, down. You see it. Her and Cardi B. They really took their lip to high film level. Everyday people can't afford it. Cannot People who cannot afford it. I know mothers who got loans to get work done. Yeah. So it's like, but I think that's like dating now too. Because of the internet and apps and stuff like that, it's not that we have options for like we have access to everybody, but we just have so many options that we are seeing every single day, like all the time. We getting access to way more people. And 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 your access, this is another thing. And I'm just talking, y'all. I'm not even thinking about it's not a full like I don't have notes and shit. I'm just talking. So I could be all over the place. But also, I say this about anybody, but especially like around having access to top tier people. Okay. So whatever, and this, beauty is an eye of the beholder. What you consider a 10, I might consider a 7. What you consider a 7, I might consider a 2. What you consider, you know what I'm saying? We all have different things, but think about people you have access to that or that you see online, that you see in person, that you see at work, that you see in your life in general, and the ones who you think are 10, like 8 and above, like 8, 9, 10, those top tier people, you not being a 10 or 8 or a 9 doesn't mean you don't have access to them, okay? Because access to people is real circumstantial. It's not always based on looks. Sometimes you can have access to people based on opportunity. Like there's many times that I've been in situations where I got to have a piece of trade just because I was in the right place at the right time. He's bored, I'm bored, we both woke on the campus. It's late night. Um He just so happened to be horny. I'm in the moment. Ain't nobody else woke. I'm looking good. He looking good. And I might be, a 6 to him. But I'm here, right place, right time, and he a 10. Let's see. Let's go. I think that also goes with like turning niggas out. A nigga could say all day, I would never mess around. I would never do that. I would never mess with a trans woman. But most people that say shit like that, they ain't met the trans woman that looks like their type. Because trans people have a range of what they look like, from the bricky to the most passable. And if you just go to the passable, just look at the passable ones, somebody is gonna fit your type of woman or man. You can flip it however you want to flip it. Somebody's gonna flip that type of woman. It's like if your type is Holly Berry, I swear there's a trans woman in the world that looks like Holly Berry. I've met her. There's a trans woman that looks like that pretty biracial girl that Halle Berry is. There's a trans, if you like Lupita Nyong'o, there is a trans woman who is a chocolate, dark, beautiful, short woman. There is a trans woman that looks like her. I met her. There is a trans woman who looks like whatever cisgender woman that you can think of. I've met them before and after surgery. I've met them. So, and if you like the kind of athletic, bricky kind of girl, you can find that. Whatever. My point is, most people who say they never would do something is usually somebody who has an idea of what a trans person is or trans woman is, but they haven't met one that looks appealing. Also, piggybacking off of what Ty just said, attraction ain't just in looks. Attraction, there could be some shit that she got going on. That's that swag, that fucking her intelligence, her swag, her how she move in the world can be sexy and appealing. Her femininity, there's an energy that femininity carries. There's an energy that masculinity carries. That's why I can see a stud and be turned on by her, knowing that she got a pussy, even though that ain't really my thing. But she's moving through the world like a man, with a masculine energy, not like a man. I'm sorry, with a masculine energy that is attractive to me. And while I may not act on that attraction, it is attractive. There is an energy that a person could have. So while you might think just off the strength of you thinking, oh, I would never fuck with a trans woman, then you meet this beautiful, feminine, amazing woman that fits all your boxes, and then you try to holler at her and she tell you that she trans. And so you're in a position where, wow, I never thought that I made a trans woman like this. Oh, I never thought that I would be in this position to have to make this choice, because when I was saying that I would never do it, I'm thinking about Shaq in a wig. When I said that I wouldn't do it, I'm thinking about um somebody look like Wanda from Living Color. Somebody who looks like a man dressed up as a woman that would not turn me on. And so if I'm that trans woman, you like thick curly head, red bones or whatever, and you see me, I could, and you attend, I could be in that perfect place, perfect time. I could have the perfect opportunity. Or Or you can meet a dude and he never even thought about it. He never even thought about it, but then he meets you and y'all chatting and you tell him, he was like, fuck it, I'll come through. Now I'm not talking about relationships. Those can be a little bit harder to snag, but it could be that too, both relationships and sex. I've been in situations where the opportunity was there and the nigga gave it a try. um, be like, oh, I didn't even think about it because I've never met one in person like this. Now I think that is rare. I think because of the internet, it is rare that you meet a guy who has never came across the idea of dealing with a trans woman because of the visibility and exposure of the trans narrative and the public discourse about trans people. I think back in my day, I feel like I'm old. Back in my day, there was dudes who literally never thought about it because it wasn't popular. Um, it wasn't a popular narrative, especially prior to the Jerry Springer shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like in the early, before Jerry Springer got popping and started doing the sensational trans conversation, most dudes you would meet, they wouldn't have even thought about it. They don't even know what a transgender is, a transsexual is. They don't even know what the fuck that is. But with visibility, it's giving people time to think about it. Like, what would I do in those situations? But I say all of that to say this. It's about circumstance. It's about opportunity. Because I've had dudes who met me 10 years ago on the internet and was vehemently against messing around with me being a trans woman. They'll see me online. I tell them my tea, and they'll be like, nah, that's not my thing. Then they see me at the popular straight club. I'm looking good. I'm looking fine. I'm with some guy friend that I have, like Denethan or somebody, and I'm coming and he's treating me like a queen, strolling me through the fucking club like I'm that bitch, and he sees me being treated like I'm that bitch, even though he know I'm trans. Then he sees me at the Galleria Mall walking through looking good, because anytime I'm out, I'm gonna be looking good. And we make eye contact. He knows I know who he is. He know I know who he knows. He knows I know he know who I am. But we don't speak. He knows my tea, but he sees me in public getting treated like a woman. Ain't nobody throwing bottles or pointing and laughing. I think that's a man. That's a man. No, it's ma'am. And he sees me in my element as fish girl. And over time, he's seeing me in all these scenarios. And this literally happened to me before. He sees me, he says no initially years ago, but fast forward 10 years later, we run across each other online again after multiple times of him not meeting me as in, hey, how you doing? My name is da, 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 but him seeing me around the city in different scenarios on dates. He saw me on a date with one dude. He saw me at Grooves. We got a club called Grooves out here. He saw me at Grooves with my homeboy. He saw me at the mall. It's just multiple places he saw me. And so we run into each other 10 years later, and boom. After many years of not being down, he want to see what it's about. Personal cell phones giving huge access to unlimited free porn has also given allowance to sexual fantasies to occur in real life. Facts. You don't know how many times dude has told me they done seen some ad pop up and click it, and they think it's a cis woman, and boom, it scrolls down and it's actually a trans woman, and they go down the trans porn rabbit hole, and it sparks the seed of ooh. Definitely, but I also think that you're gonna have to later on, if you're trying to be taken seriously by those type of men, you're gonna have to unpack that objectification and that fetishization. Usually, those type of dudes they don't really see you as human. They see you as a transgender human blow up doll. They compartmentalize you into a fantasy. You just so happen to be real. Not to mention the circumstantial bonds, meeting someone and feeling their personality because you work with them, and that transcends sexuality. Yep. You know how many people be like, "Oh, I can't fuck with no fat bitches," and then they meet a big girl, say, "Oh, but I can mess with that one," just because she got swag or whatever. Communal struggle, common bonds. There's so many dudes that be. We only met each other because we were broke. My first love, I think we were in each other's life because we were attracted to each other, of course, but it worked because we both was broke. I was just getting secure place with my brother. He was just getting out of school. He had just graduated from Mason Street. Is it Mason Street? Mason Street School, and at Job Corps, and got a certificate. And a bond is a connection. Um, Um, and so we both, and he didn't want to go home to fucking Florida with his parents, and I was an opportunity, and he was an opportunity to come in and help pay some bills. But we also liked each other, and so we fell in love based on the circumstances. Dark arts and dangerous games that were played at all these straight clubs here with us going crazy. We're really grown up now. Oh, I still be out playing my games, baby. I just play it alone. Yeah, I go to this straight club almost every Friday. Not almost every Friday, every other Friday. Anytime I'm in town. And I go there by myself, looking good, looking fly, because I got a crush on the DJ that mm, I met him on TikTok, and he has a party almost every weekend at this little bar. It's like an R&B party. And I go, and honey, he be bringing the boys to the yard, and the cool boys, cause he's like trans inclusive, honey. And all the boys that come to his little party, it'd be so cool, cool as fuck. So the games be played. And then, I go to Grooves. Grooves is also you go to Uptown. Uptown, the hood niggas be in there too. You can play a lot of games there. Hmm. I don't know. I just learned really early on that I had access to more people than I initially thought. And when I look back on my years, yeah, you know, I had access to motherfuckers. I had access in high school. I was dealing with the captain of the football team. It wasn't no cute boy that I wanted to have in high school that I didn't have. Same thing in college. Now in college, it just got the competition got steep because the fish was giving it. See, this is another thing that was happening in high school that wasn't happening in college. In high school, it wasn't Uptown just ran through. Um, um, in high school, it almost was there's a respectability politics that come along with being promiscuous. So most girls, there was some hoes that was just kind of fucking, but they was fucking on the low. But when you get to college, bitches is proud to be fucking. We grown. So what's up? So the competition was a little different. It was a whole different thing. And so once you got to college, there was so many bad bitches in school, especially if you go to HBCU or a predominantly black school or with a lot of black folks. Everybody is coming trying to be fly. Everybody trying to be fly. Everybody trying to look good. And so for me, at the time, there were some people who I just felt like were way out of my league. Like there was some dudes that I was like, it's so many fine ass women, so many options of fine, intelligent women. Um, that I felt me as a trans person, I just felt like they were out of my league. So I wouldn't even not that I try to holler at niggas anyway, but but it just some dudes I felt like was way out of my league. But then there was a situation, I talked about him before. There was a situation with this guy where he was one of them ones. He was like, God, you are fucking fine. Everybody think you fine. This ain't even just me thinking you fine. This is everybody say you like in their top three of dudes. If you ask everybody who's the finest dude in school, you may not be number one, but you definitely in the top three. And so he was way in my brain, way out of my league. So I didn't even speak to him. Like I didn't even, he was way out of my league in my brain until one night. Um, I had I had went to I was a RA and I was in the office and I how our schedule worked who were RAs, you had to be certain people had to work the office hours at certain times. So students couldn't be the graveyard shift, but they could be the 6 to 10. So I always had the 6 to 10, 6 to 11, and you the one that got to be in the office answering the phones and unlocking people doors. That's what the RAs does, basically, if they get locked out. So this night, we had a vending machine in Dixon Hall. We had a vending machine in the beginning in the front of the building. So you come through these doors, and then it's the vending machine, and then you go through the doors to go up to the elevator and up to the room. Um, but the office is right there too. So anybody who needed a drink and wanted to come down and get like a pop or something, we would see them. And so also the what was going on in the city, in the not in the city, in the school on campus. I'm the first trans woman to openly go to this school. And so 6 years before this, the Butch Queen had got beat up real bad. There was a Butch Queen that got beat up real bad. And so this school was anti-gay. Like that's everybody knew that you don't go to this school and be gay and blah 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 blah. Even though it was gay people going to this school. But the kind of gay people that went to this school was like you can tell they was gay, but they would not admit they weren't out the closet. It was kind of amazing to me because from my city, we come out the closet by the time we in high school, child. We is not like, especially if you a certain type of gay that can't perform masculinity to its perfect pitch. Like if you honey child gay, most people who are that kind of gay be out the closet. They don't be in their late teens and early 20s still trying to claim they not gay. That was where I'm from. That was really rare. Um, but it was these kind of snap crackle pop gays at my college that I'm like, everybody know you gay, right? Like it ain't a secret. Like you ain't even it's everybody know when you say you're not gay, people are laughing inside their head. This is how gay you are. It's like, sweetie, you is gay. But these type of gays, they would be walking around campus, you know, I don't know. I can't even explain these people because I didn't even understand them. We had one named Chauncey, one named Peanut, and they just as gay as hell. But you ask them was they gay, they would be like, no. Like almost like you got to be kidding me. But when it comes to me, they wouldn't want to be around me except late at night. So, and not trying to have me just being open about their sexuality. So they would come downstairs. Yeah, this was the early 2000s. They would come downstairs when I was the RA. They would come downstairs just to kiki. And so I knew they were gay because once we in the office and we talking about niggas and talking about stuff. So it would be me, this gay boy named Al, Peanut, sometime Chauncey. Now Chauncey is weird acting. I end up talking to Chauncey years later because he would come to the gay club for Splash in Houston a couple of decades ago, a decade ago. And so I would see him and he was like, girl. And he basically now he's out in the world. But Chauncey, he act funny all the time. So he never would hang around me at all because he didn't want to be outed. But he was a little bit more masculine, but you knew he was gay. Like you just knew it. Now the other ones was the girls. And so we would be down in the office from like 8 o'clock at night to 11, like about 2 hours from 8 to like 11 when I got off. And we would be kikiing and cackling, just being gay as hell, just having a gay time. So we laughing about boys, laughing about music, laughing about whatever. So one time, Brandon, the fine ass straight boy, he comes down and he has on a wife beater. He got a body out of this world and these blue like basketball shorts, that kind of royal blue. And he's brown skin, clean ass wife beater. Oh, with waves. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. He was fine. And he comes down and he's so fine that he stops everybody from talking. Unintentionally. So he comes, as soon as he walked through, everybody stopped and just looked. That is how That is how he. This just how fine he was, and it was so obvious that he looked over like how it was is like it's this block. Okay, so when you get in the office, you can close the door and there's still like this window, this like big rectangular window that you can see out into the lobby. And the vending machines is in the lobby and they're facing the door. So the if you're facing the vending machines putting your coins in, the office is like right directly to your side. So when he went to that started putting his coins in and it gets silent, he turned around and all of us he look over, all of us is just looking at him in admiration. Like if I ever make a movie about my life, this scene is gonna be there because it just like was a movie scene. And so he look over like, hey. And all the gays and me is like, hey. It is hilarious. It is hilarious, hilarious, hilarious. And so he goes back to his room and we're laughing and joking. Once he goes around the corner, we're laughing and joking about how fine he is. Like, oh, that nigga's so fine. Oh, girl, I would eat him up. Blah, blah, blah. So we all fagging out. So a week before this happens, there's this beautiful, gorgeous girl named Shanita. Shanita is one of them bad bitches that I was talking about. They are fish. They are bad. They got a body and they got a face. They ain't got no kids, so that body is right. That body is just youthful. That mug is just youthful. These is 19, 20-year-olds. Like they are in the what the niggas say the prime of their life. They young and hot and beautiful, blah, blah, blah. That is, ladies, that is not the prime of your life. Whenever you feel great and the most confident is when you are at your prime. But as far as fetishization of youthful beauty, they are in the prime of their life. And so I'm looking around like, damn, and Shanita is one of those women where I'm like, God, you are sickening, bitch. Like if you know how fish always say, um, oh, you want to be me. If she said it, she's telling the truth. Most of the bitches that say that don't be telling the truth. I be like, no, baby, you are the bottom of the barrel, bitch. Don't nobody want to be you. You don't even want to be you, bitch. But if Shanita said it, she telling the truth because, bitch, you are sickening. You are sickening. You are sickening in the face. You are sickening in the body. You are everything. She is just fucking gorgeous. And so Shanita had a friend named Judith. Judith also, I don't think Judith was as cute as Shanita, but I think Judith was cute. She was cute. Like she just cute in a different way. She was a little bit taller than Shanita, and she just had a really golden kind of she kind of looked like who does she look like? Imagine like a darker, still light skinned, but she's darker than her, like a caramel. She Judith looked like a caramel. Um, Amanda Seals. Amanda is light skinned, but to make Amanda darker and make her like that kind of that peanut butter brown, that kind of color that some people will call them light and some people wouldn't. Like it just depends on who you talking to and their range of what you know how so that middle ground where some people gonna say they're light skinned and some people gonna say they're not. She's like that peanut butter brown skin color. And she cut her hair off and so it was like this like short fire ass pixie and she got this beautiful like long neck. So Judith is cool, but Sharita just looks overall better because Judith don't got no body. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going into detail about them, but Sharita is fine as fuck. So I go, and this is a week before the situation down in the office with him at the vending machine. I go to the girls' dorm because remember I say in the boys' dorm. And when I come into the lobby, Sharita is sitting with him, the fine ass nigga. So in my brain, when I see them together, I'm like, of course. Of course. This is the type of nigga that Sharita will pull because he is top tier fine and she is top tier fine. So of course they go together perfectly. Of course. Cause you a bad bitch. And I don't have a hater spirit. So in my brain, I'm like, yes, bitch, Sharita, get him, get him, get him, get him. I'm like, yes, bitch, get him. It made me feel sickly for her because girl, he is fine and you fine. So girl, get him. It just made me feel sickly to see them together. And so when I come in, I'm looking fly because this is my first year at the school, and I know I'm the trans person, so I'm gonna always look like I'm looking good. It ain't like I'm gonna look fire because I know I'm being judged all the fucking time. So when I come in the room, anytime I'm a trans person, any trans person here, y'all know when we come in and our tea is out, when we come in the room, we take all the attention. I don't give a fuck who is there. When we come in the room, just based on us being the trans person in the room, the attention gonna go to us, and that's what happens. So when I come into the lobby, the room shakes up, honey. The room shakes up. You got the hating ass bitches over here. You got the cool ass cis girls over here. Like, come on, Miss Diamond. Blah 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 blah. Go, 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 go. You get what I'm saying? You got a mixture of everything. The negative ones, the positive ones, the people just looking to be looking. Like, oh, he really looked like a girl, and whatever. You just snatch the room. The room, you storming. That's just, honey, that's the tea, girl. So I'm tipping through looking fly, and especially if you look like something, I'm coming in looking fly, shoes looking fly. And when Shanita sees me and she with the guy, she calls me over to her. And so I come over there and I do like this. Oh, like, oh, bitch, work. And she starts smiling like, because, bitch, you know he fine. Pull him. And I'm like, yes, bitch, that girl. You are that girl, Miss Thing. So we have a little, it probably lasts like 2 seconds where we're like, oh. And everybody's laughing and she's chatting. She introduced me to him. His name is Brandon. She introduced me to him. He shakes my hand. He cool. He don't say nothing. He don't make no. He just sit there like, hey, blah blah blah. So that's the end of that. So I leave that dorm. This is me and his first time meeting. So what happens after I leave the spot? You shake up the room and then you leave. So everybody gonna be talking when you leave the room. And so apparently my tea comes up and Shanita tells him that I am a hermaphrodite. That I am so pretty because I was born with both sexes, and that's why I look so good. That's why my feet look so pretty. That's why I'm so passable. This is what she's selling. Now, I ain't told this girl nothing about nothing. I ain't even confirmed my tea to nobody because I never really had to confirm my tea because they put me in a boys' dorm. So she gives this whole story about me being a hermaphrodite. So, boom, that was the week before. Then a week later, we had the vending machine situation with him at the vending machine. So when he go back to his room, he calls down to the office because the office is the office is, the number that they gotta call. No, Shanita is not trans. There's no other trans people in this story. um, and so he calls he calls down to the office. And so because everybody know the office number, because you got to call the office, and also everybody knows everybody's number, because in this building, all you have to do is your number is the first. It's I think it's 926 601 929, whatever your room number is. So say that you're in 125, your last four digits is going to be 0125. So you can always figure out anybody's phone number. All you gotta do is walk past their room, you got their number, because whatever the door number is, it is. If it's a 3 digit, you just add zero. But the higher number is gonna have a bigger number, so it could be 1312, and then the last four digits 1312. Does it make sense? So you can so dudes could always um they will be calling me at night because they could get my number. They could call me anytime they wanted because they know it. So he calls the office because the office is downstairs, so it's always 000 00001. so so he calls the office, and all the butch queens is around the office, and I'm sitting at the desk because I'm the on shift RA. And so I answer the phone, and he starts talking. He was like, "Hey, um, what's your name?" And I was like, "Didi." And he was like, because that's what I call myself in college, Didi. Um, and he was like, "Oh," he was like, "You live in this dorm?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Oh, what room you in?" And I was like, "Who is this?" And he says his name, and I was like, "I don't know who you are," because I didn't remember his name. And I was like, "Who?" And he says, and he was like, "I just came down and I was at the vending machine and y'all was laughing. What was y'all laughing at?" And I was like, "Oh." And I put the phone down and I covered the receiver, and I say, "This is him. This is him." And all the butch queens was like, now mind you, I only did this because I was young and gagging, but I didn't, and I hadn't lived life enough to know butch queens are fucking haters. I never would have given all of this if I had lived life long enough, but I hadn't lived long enough to know that, bitch, just the fact that you about to have this piece of trade that all these motherfucking queens want, that's enough to hate on you, bitch. But I was young and was gagging. So I was like, "This is him. This is him." And so I get back on the phone, and he was like, "What time you get off of your shift?" And he was like, I was like, 11. He was like, "So like in a half an hour?" He was like, he was like, "Go, when you get off, go back to your room. I'm gonna meet you in your room." And I was like, "Oh, cool, cool. That's what's up." So exactly what happened. When he get off, when I get off, I go back to my room, and he calls my room because we have the same. I told y'all he confirmed he have my number. So he comes. I I leave my door unlocked. And when he comes down, this is the blessing about living in the boys' dorm, because niggas ain't got to sneak into a boys' dorm. If I would, this is why I felt shaded when they first put me in the boys' dorm. I did feel shaded a little bit, but it worked out perfectly because I would not have had as much fun as I did if they put me in a girls' dorm. Put me in a boys' dorm, honey. It made me free to have all the trade I wanted to have, because I was in the room with them, more opportunity. It was like being in a prison without being in a prison. All why When it was time to go to bed, honey, the fish had to go back to their dorm. I had to go back to where all the niggas was. And I'm on the and I'm the queen bee in this motherfucker. And so he was a year older, so he lived in Stewart, I think. And so all he had to do was come in the door and turn and right into my room, and that's what he did. I left my door unlocked, and he came in there. And so he come in the room. I'm looking. I'm really because we didn't talk about any kind of having. He just said that he wanted to talk to me. Now I'm not dumb, so I'm hoping for the potential of having, but we didn't talk about having. He said he gonna come to my room because he wanted to talk to me, and I was like, cool. Hopefully, I get to have this boy because this is my sickening. I'm about to wear this dick out. So, but I don't know what he wanted to talk about. I don't know where it was gonna go. But you saying you gonna come to my room? Come through. So unlock the door. He comes in through. He come because I live right at the end of the hallway, right by the staircase, so they can just come in real quick without nobody seeing them. So that's exactly what he did. I leave the door unlocked. He comes in. He sits down on the second bed because all the dorms got two beds in them. But because I'm the trainee on campus, don't nobody want to be my roommate. So I never have nobody living in my room with me. So he sits on the extra bed, and I sit on my bed, and I'm like, all right, so what's up? Like I'm like, hey, so what's going on? He was like, so tell me your situation. And I'm like, what you mean? What situation? And he goes into this whole story that Shanita gave him, that she told him that I was a hermaphrodite. And he tells me the whole story about the other day when he saw me in the little lobby. And in my brain, I'm like, why did she tell him this? Like, I'm like, what? Like, it didn't really make sense to me. But I'm not what I'm not about to ruin whatever narrative got you to the boudoir. I'm not whatever narrative got you here. You're here. And I'm gonna run with it. So she told you I was what? And I did what? And what happened? Oh, okay. Yeah, but you know. Okay. So why you at so what's the what get down to the what's the point? Why do you need to know what I got going on? So he started saying, well, in his brain, if I was born that way, that wasn't my fault. And he considered me a woman. Okay, sir. That's fine. Me too. So where is this going? What is this leading to, baby? And he was like, so, man, I think you sexy. Great. I think you sexy too. I came over there and started unzipping them pants and pulled that dick out and got to wearing that big ass dick out. So I'm gagged because that dick is huge. Like halfway down his leg, big. Like, oh my God, yes. But he comes in like a minute. He comes so fast and it's kind of annoying, but it's kind of not annoying because it's annoying, but I just the fact that I got you on the record is all good. And so just suck this dick, wore him out, and put him out. So the next day, he fine and got me so fine. So the next day, He calls me while I'm in my room and tells me how he was sitting in the room in his classroom thinking about what I did to him, and his dick got brick hard just thinking about it. Like, yo, ain't nobody made me come like that. Like, oh my God, come on, you gotta do that again. No, I'm not interested. Blah 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 blah. I'm just playing. I am interested, but boy, I gotta go to class. Leave me alone. So I'm playing like that. I definitely want to have him again. So I am in this mode where I'm thinking like, oh my God, I had Brandon. It blows my mind for the rest of my life, though, because what this experience showed me is that ain't nobody out of your motherfucking league. You don't know who gonna like you. You don't know who you can have, because I didn't even work to have him. I didn't even there in my high school years. There were boys that I had to work to pull. I had to. Y'all listen to my fucking Love Beneath. I had to set up and get stranded and do all kind of stuff to have my boo in high school. There was dudes I had to literally, create my own opportunity. And so in this situation was a life lesson for me that nobody was out of my league. You just need to have the opportunity. And you don't know what somebody else likes. It could be you, it could be your personality, it could be anything that turned the tables in your favor. He worked to have you calling numbers and shit. That part. So from that point on in my life, I didn't think like that no more. I think now I'm the type of person I can have anybody. If you put me in a room with a motherfucker, I can pull him. Because I'm a likable bitch. I've had the ugliest of the finest. If the piece liked you, they like you. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Mystique is a major attraction. Yeah. Conversation and understanding and opportunity. Absolutely. Um I remember I remember yeah, it was always like that. I remember Jason. So Jason, I would be there used to be this website called collegeclub.com. And it was just for college students. It was like Facebook used to be, except it wasn't locked down like exclusive. Back in the day, Facebook used to be exclusive. It used to be like you had to have a college email, and to even be on there, you had to be a college student. Like um but College Club was a little less strict. And so, and they had a messenger, which was dope. So, y'all know internet back in the day wasn't fast, but they had a messenger service similar to it predates Yahoo Messenger. And so it would be location based. Like you can put your location and somebody could be in the library with you and send you a message. And that's what he did. And he was he had walked upstairs and saw me on the computer. And then he went downstairs to a computer downstairs. College Club, Black Planet, Online Booty Call. Yes. But College Club it had the messenger before um like the separate message where the message would pop up, like the messenger app part of it before Black Planet or OBC. And so you would randomly get whoever hits you up in a message. And so Jason hit me up, but I didn't know who he was. And he was like this tall, kind of hood, skinny dude, cute, pretty ass lips. What was the most attractive thing about him to me was his lips. They just were like, I know y'all not gonna be able to get this, but have y'all ever seen Little John without his glasses? Because Little John got some funny looking eyes. So he looks like a way, way sexier version of Little John. Way, way sexier version. Like without the eye problems. But he has some really full, juicy, perfectly shaped lips. They look soft. They look it that's the he just looked like a fine version of Lil Jon. That's what he reminded me of. Like Lil Jon looked like his ugly evil twin. But Lil Jon is also little and he's like 6'2". And he's a little bit darker than him. But he just was so cute to me. And so I would see him like, and I know y'all didn't experience this. Like y'all would see a dude like he knows your tea because your tea is out, but he makes eye contact just a little bit too long. Because most dudes who ain't trying to have a trans woman, this is another element of the socialization of people around trans women. I want y'all to tell me if y'all understand this. So men who don't want to fuck with us or who are trying to avoid fucking with us don't want to acknowledge us. They don't want to talk to us. They don't want to look us in our eye. They don't even want to engage with us. So when you're forced in a situation with them, they won't even make eye contact with you unless they just have to. So it's an easy way to tell if a dude likes you because he's making eye contact with you. And he is it's and even if the dude who not attracted to you or not or don't want to fuck with you, did he have locks? Yeah, he had locks. And don't want to fuck with you. No. He didn't have locks. He has locks now. He didn't have locks in college. He started growing his locks when we were in school. But at this time, he didn't have locks. He had a short waves. Um, so they don't want to look you in the eye, and if they have to, it's going to be real brief, and then going back to do what they want to do. So Jason, um, he would he would look at me, but then he would look at me like this. Like looking at like a curiosity, but not negative. But the eye contact lets me know that there's some curiosity there. So, and then one time I was coming to the library and he was coming from the library, and we walked past each other. I'm coming this way, he's coming this way. And we walk past each other, look each other in the eye. I keep walking. I turn around to look at him, and he turned around and look at me. And there's this moment where we start laughing. So just a cute little connection, little moment. So one time I'm in the library and he sees me in the library. He comes up there and walk past, never speaking to me, just walk past because the library is public. It's tons of people in there. So he goes down to the floor under me and gets on the computer because at Jackson State at our library, there is each each floor has like different areas where there's multiple computers on each floor. It ain't just there is a room with just computers. Big flirty energy without any dialogue. Right. There is a room with just computers, but those get filled up real quick. And so sometimes if you want privacy, you go to the rooms, you go to the computer on each one of the floors. And it's one like each one of the floors has one in the beginning of the hallway, and then you go through this like little tunnel, and then there's another computer back there on each one of the floors. So I'm on the third floor because I'm not doing no fucking homework. I'm doing chatting with the niggas. And so on Black Planet, on College Club, I wasn't on Urban Chat yet or on Live Booty Call. I didn't learn about those till I was out of school. Um, but he goes down to the second floor and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And his name was Straight Smoker or Smoke Starter. Starter with a H at the end. Smoke Starter. Smoke Starter. And so he hits me up and he was like, when you going back to your room? Now, mind you, I don't know who this is. And I was like, why are you being nosy? Who are you? And so he was like, you know who I am. We just ain't never talked before. And I was like, so that means I don't know who you are. So who are you? And he was like, just take a guess. So he playing this weird ass game. I'm like, I'm not playing no fucking games with you. Like, just tell me who you are. And he keeps describing himself. And I was like, oh, that could be anybody. Because he is just this tall, brown-skinned dude with waves. And he was like, all right, I'm about to come up there and walk past you. Okay. So next thing I know, but the library is busy. So there are gonna be a million people walk past me. That it could be. So he comes up, but it is a million dudes that walk past. So I'm like, I think it's him, but I'm not 100% for sure because he's not the only one that walked past that looked like he described. And so I was like, are you the dude that was walking into the library the other day and you saw me and we kind of looked back at each other? He was like, yeah, that's me. Why you act like you didn't know who the fuck I was? I was like, nigga, because I don't know who the fuck you was. He was like, yo, can I come? When you going back to your room? And I was like, oh, when I get done with this work that I'm doing. He was like, all right, well, can I come to your room and talk to you? And I was like, sure. So we go back to the room, child. When I get done, we go back to the room, baby. And this is the first dude who gives me head, but gives me head in a way that makes me feel fish. Because prior to this, anytime dude tried to give me some head, it would turn me off because it would be like, ooh, what kind of faggot shit is this? Because I'm young and inexperienced, and my dysphoria was it was huge at that time. So honey, he had got down to give me some head. I was like, I was like, ooh, what is about to happen? This is making me feel like the trade. It was my dysphoria was flaring up, baby. And I was like, oh no. Like, oh no, this is getting weird. So I was moving his head away from my piece. And he took my hands and this is gonna sound real rapey, but this was a different time. This was a different time, different area of life. Things was different back then. He took my hands and held them down so I can stop pushing his head off of me and start giving me head. And I was like, ooh, this feels love. So no. Oh my God. Why are you using my body like this? Oh man. It was some fire ass head. I busted all in his mouth. And he lived. And then I got to do him. And then it just was a lovely moment where I fell in love with getting head. And I just felt like I didn't feel like the tray when he did it. And so, baby, it was everything. He was fired. Super, super fired. He is a teacher now. He is married and a teacher and in Miss a teacher in Mississippi. Oh. But him and he just was it was just he was an iota too. And we didn't have a lot of iotas. We had like 4 iotas in our fucking class in um in college. Probably still sucking dick on the side. Not mine. I wish it was mine. I wish I lived close to him so I could try to holler at him because I wanna experience it now that I'm a grown woman, honey. Where I got it, where I'm not no young little girl. Would you ever go to your high school or college reunion? My college people are lazy. They never plan. They had one thing and when it was our 10-year anniversary, they had one thing, but I was in the middle of I couldn't go because something was happening. I can't remember what was happening at the time, but there was some other engagement I had to go to that was about money, so I couldn't actually go. Hmm. It was horrible. But then the 20-year anniversary, this is about to be our 25th anniversary. Mm. Yeah, this year, this is our 25th anniversary. But I would go. And college reunion, I was going back to homecoming a bunch of years after that. So it don't really the college stuff don't really hit the same. Um, don't really hit the same like high school. How is your stomach feeling after snacking? It feels great. Why would my stomach feel bad? I miss my high school 10 year. I just started law school and was broke as hell. I plan to go back on the 20 year. Yeah, I don't think my people is doing anything because I don't think they did anything for the 20th in 2019. Yeah, but it doesn't, that was like months ago. It doesn't feel weird when I eat. The weird feeling is like the first month. You don't really have that feeling. Like, I'm like in my seventh month, going on eighth. Hmm. My 10-year is this year, and I won't be attending. I don't want to see them people. Oh, I would be pumping through. If I wanted to pump through back then, cause honey, I wanted to pump through. Just to be rock socking, honey. This perfume is so good. I got like three: the white one, the pink one, and then there's an orange one. I really like it. Let me show you the orange one. Because the orange one, I've been seeing a lot of commercials with it. This one smells good, but it's more coconutty. I like this one because it's more like floral. It's more floral. This is more like I will wear this when it like if I'm going to like if I know I'm going to the beach cuz this is like floral coconut and this is like spring. Still both kind of tropically. And then the white one has some kind of it smells like there's some type of watery, earthy, sea mossy. It's tropical too. They all tropical, but this one has some kind of there's a note in it that's giving me Earth Mother. This is my least favorite, but it's the most unique. But it's kind of Earth Mothery. And so these are my new collections. Added to my new additions um to my perfume collections. Where are you traveling to next? Gosh, I don't know. I am broke. I'm broke. I did this is some good news that I don't know if I told y'all. I just got a awarded a $90,000 grant for business grant for Marsha's Plate. So I will be starting to do some events around the country. So make sure y'all come and support if y'all are in the area that I do the events. I just got the money, so I'm playing. So, but we did get it's not our first grant, but this is our first huge grant. So we got um a $90,000 business grant. So I have a beautiful salary within that. And I'm still fundraising. So hopefully I'll get some more. My goal for this year is to have a $200,000 um, cachet of funds because I want to do a film. I want to do a film and I want to do some events around, um, yeah, around the things. Around the things. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, so I'm broke now until until everything gets planned and yeah, and I can start having my salary. But let me think of where I want to go. I want to go to New Zealand. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to Tokyo. Never broke, just temporary alley funds. Come on, glory. Hallelujah. A word. Yes. Um, yeah, Greece, South Africa, New Zealand, Tokyo. Those are my four strong top list. Um, if I had to have five, I would do Phuket, Vietnam, or is that Thailand? Phuket, Thailand, or Phuket, Vietnam? I don't know. Somewhere in there, wherever Phuket is. I really want to do a tour of Italy or Greece. One of them. I could do a couple. Like I could do Rome, Venice, and Naples. Yeah. What I like to do is I like to stay a place for a long period of time and then go to one place and then fly while I'm over here, fly to different places and then go back home. So hit a couple of spots all in one trip because instead of you spending so much money to get to here, come back, get to here, come back, come to here, when you can just fly there, spend enough money to, keep your hotel, and but you're saving money by going the short distance, because you can catch a like when we went like the first time I went to London, it was in my Paris trip. So I went to Paris, went to Nice, and then went to London. And so you can fly to London for, 50, $60, if that. And you can catch a train. Have you thought about traveling through Europe? That's what I did. Um, well, to the places that I wanted to go. So I've done Paris, London, Amsterdam, Nice. My dream place was Nice. That was amazing and beautiful. Um, in Europe. Um, Now I want to do that kind of Venice, Rome, Florence. Um, I want to take some pictures in a lavender field in Florence. That when it's really in bloom and purple. I wanted to do that in Amsterdam too, but I didn't know that their tulips only was in a certain time in March. I didn't know that it was by the time we went in July, the tulips was gone. Yeah, like a Mediterranean tour. Like I want to go to wherever the place in Italy where they had the different color buildings, like the different color, like the colorful buildings. Where is that at? Is it Santorini or the Capri? Where's the place in Italy with all the colorful buildings? Yes, that is Burano, Venice Lagoon. Yes, I love this. I love the that's what it is, Burano. This place in Italy, I love that. That's the big version of it. Oh, it starts with a B, Burano. B, change it the B instead of M. Yes, I love that. I wanna go there. I wanna all the typical stuff. I wanna ride a gondola. Um, yeah. Venice, yeah, I just wanna go to see stuff that I've never saw, that I always dreamed about seeing. Um, yeah, certain parts. Capri, yeah, I think I wanna go to Capri or Malta. Yeah, Capri looks lovely. Yeah, Capri looks lovely. Oh, that looks so pretty. Yeah, but everybody tell me that Italy is racist. I want to go back as an adult because I did not appreciate it. Mm, yeah, I just like going to new places. Go to somewhere new. Um, I want to go to Senegal in Africa. I've already been to Egypt. I want to go to Ethiopia. I want to go to Senegal. I want to go to that fucking place where you can feed the giraffes out of while you sitting and eating breakfast and the giraffes can come in the window. I want to be do that. I just want to fulfill my fantasies, just fantasies of travel. All the stuff I see, I want to be at the temples in Bali. Um, I want to. I love I am a Lord of the Rings fan, so I want to go to all the Lord of the Rings spots in New Zealand. I want to go to. Yeah, I want to be on a boat in a fucking Cambodian or Vietnam river. I want to go see the cherry blossoms in Okinawa, Japan. I want to see all the architecture. Ooh, Ireland sounds good. But I only like Ireland because I like black boys with Irish voices. I don't know nothing about Ireland as far as shit in Ireland. I can't tell you nothing about Ireland in that department. But when I hear Irish black boys, oh my nipples get hard. I love Irish black boys. So I would love to go there. Um yeah, Ireland sounds dope. Ireland sounds dope. Iceland, of course. I was supposed to go to Iceland for my birthday, but I've been super broke. This spring has been super broke. So hopefully I can make it happen. And I want to go when it's cold. I don't want to go when it's warm. Um, that's the issue with I have cold fantasies. Like I have travel fantasies that involve the cold, and that's not Aspen. I do not want to I don't want to ski. Um, but I want to go to the national park, Arcadia National Park in Maine, and my birthday is the 28th of February. It just passed. Um, I want to be on I want to go to a bed and breakfast on the coastline of Maine in the cold and I want to eat a bowl of clam chowder while I'm wrapped in a blanket on the porch of the bread and breakfast. That is my thank you, thank you, thank you. That is my fantasy about Maine. To be sitting cold in a warm in a blanket in the cold, eating a bowl of clam chowder with a fire pit or something in front of me, or with the snow, not the snow, but with the cold waves of the water. Yeah, that's a fantasy. I'm trying to create vacation fantasy, darling. But my friends don't like those kind of vacations. So I have to take people like my brother. I have to my brother does like stuff like that. He is a adventure person, so we can do that. My friends, they want to be on the beach, in the water, tropical. No, they're from my friends are elevated. They dope. You just can't do. They just you can't do everything with them. I just gotta. You just gotta make plans to do stuff with yourself sometimes, or with the people who are into that. Um, because they actually stretched themselves. My homegirl Aria, she didn't want to do Egypt. Egypt was kind of. Do you want to do a ski trip? No, I do not. I have no interest in skiing. I don't like snow. That's my issue. Is I don't want to fuck with snow in that way. I don't mind cold. I just don't want to do snow. I don't want to be trekking through snow. Um, unless it's just a undeniable experience. Like if a motherfucker wanted to take me to fucking Antarctica, when am I gonna go to Antarctica? I would go to Antarctica. Like if there was some kind of tour or opportunity for me to experience Antarctica on a tour, I would do it because I'm never gonna pay for me to go to Antarctica. I wouldn't that wouldn't be something I would spend my money on. So if somebody else was doing it, it's kind of like Egypt. We didn't pay for Egypt. That was a sponsor trip from Intrepid. So they gave us the options of Egypt, Greece, and somewhere else. But we knew we would go to Greece. Like we knew we would go to Greece on our own. We would never go to Egypt. So we was like, well, pay for our trip to Egypt because that's where we would never pay to go there. It's Egypt. So we let them pay for Egypt because we knew we would go to Greece. And that would give us two trips that we did. So yeah, Egypt was dope. And same thing. I was the 2 months before my gay mom was going to the Maldives and she didn't have nobody to go with her and she already had paid for the room and all if she asked me did I want to go and I was like, "Oh, sure." I never but my homegirl's birthday was that weekend and I told her that I could at first I told her I couldn't go cuz my homegirl was having her birthday in Cabo. And then when I told my homegirl that I turned down the trip to the Maldives, she said, "Bitch, what the fuck are you thinking? That is the Maldives, bitch. We could do my birthday another time. Go on that trip." So I called my gay mama back and was like, "Okay, well, put me on the list to go on the trip." And I only spent $2,600 to go on a 7-day trip to Maldives. You can't beat that with a stick. Because usually Maldives is like 5,000 plus. And so we just split it. And it was like only negative that we stayed in the same room. But it wasn't no trade, so it didn't really matter. It would be different if we somewhere where we can get the trade, but it wasn't that at all. So staying in the same room was okay. Cause baby, on that, cause when you in the Maldives, the hotels are on a literal island by themselves. Like other nobody, no nothing else, just the hotel and the island. Just the huts you living in, luxury huts, but that's all you have. It's not like a town. It's like a fucking island, secluded. So only people on the island is the hotel and the people that work there. Yeah, lovers or retirement. Yes, that is actually exactly what it is. Which and you when you're there, you're reminded why. Oh, because you go to the little party area and it's nothing but people that are in relationships. No men, no single men. So that was annoying. The Maldives is definitely somewhere you go with a partner. It is beautiful. And they create a romantic moment for you and your partner. It is romantic. So definitely go there with a partner. If you want to go somewhere like the Maldives for a way cheaper price, go to Belize. Belize give you the same exact look. If you don't have a passport and you want to go somewhere that looks like Belize, go to Guam. I don't think it's cheaper, but no, it is cheaper. But you can go to Guam. It looks exactly the same. What are your thoughts of Dubai? I love Dubai's architecture. Um, I just don't like the religious culture of Dubai. And if you're a black girl in Dubai, they think you're a prostitute all the time. It's similar to like Barcelona or Madrid. When you are a black girl in those areas, they think you're a prostitute. So it can get real ugly. People touching on you and and thinking that you're a prostitute. It's annoying. Belize reminds me of like a mashup of the Bronx and Jamaica. Really? I didn't get the Bronx at all. I didn't get anything from the Bronx from Belize. I thought the religious stands were loosened up. Not really. If it is, it's not enough for me to be comfortable. And then you're trans, honey. You can't just be tipping around every place. You could get locked up, child. I want to go to I don't even know how to pronounce that. Seychelles. Seychelles. Even when we were going to Europe, I mean going to Egypt, we were you got to be conscious of people clocking you because it can turn ugly quick. Seychelles. What does that look like? Let me look. I've never heard of it. Oh, that looks pretty. East Africa. Oh, that looks real pretty. Oh, that's not far from the Maldives. They in the same sea. It's just the same distance from Africa. Yeah, it probably looks exactly like the Maldives because they're really close. Well, I don't want to say really close, but like they're in the same sea. Yeah, when you look on Reddit, it's saying they're saying that the Seychelles are better than the Maldives. I want to thank you for being you, always entertaining and informative. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you live again soon. It's time for me to go to sleep. Night night. I love the way you decorate your home. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This nail is coming up. Let me see if I can push it down. A little African paradise with the mermaids. Yes, it's gorgeous. I would do that. That sounds pretty. Where else do y'all want to travel to? What sounds interesting? This ain't Texas. So I tend to. Oh, I've been on here for 2 hours. But all right, y'all. I'm about to start finishing hanging up some shit. I got both of my closets clean. That is an accomplishment. Both of my closets are cleared out. I have threw out so many shoes that I don't wear no more. I've thrown out so many coats that I don't wear no more. I had so many jeans. You know how you forget that you buy shit? And I had so many jeans. I threw some jeans away. And I cleared out so much stuff. Um, but I'm so both of my closets. I love 16 carriages. Um, but now I gotta. So I've cleared it out. Now I gotta put stuff back in it but in an organized way. So I'm trying to. What I'm trying to do is the clothes that I got hanged up. I'm um trying to like put organize them by seasons so that my spring shit is in one closet and my winter shit is in another closet. So that when it is hot, um I am using one closet. And when it is winter, I am using one closet. So that's what I'm trying to do. Did you have nothing over there for me? No, I don't have nothing that fits you. um, yeah. I just threw shit away that I don't fit no more, that is too big now, that's going to either be too big or I don't want to spend the money to take it down now that I've lost weight. Because I was a 24, a 24, 22. And so if I keep losing weight, hopefully I won't get past the 16. But there's some stuff that are like 24s, 22s that are already looking like they're too big. And I don't want to, and if I don't like them enough, I just throw them away. And I have ADHD, so I can't really sit and have it just sitting in the house. So I'd be just throwing the shit away because I need to get it out so I can have room because I've been here for what 12 years, so I have 12 years worth of stuff, and I need to get it out. But if I don't got nothing that's gonna feed you. How you been feeling? You're telling your story reminds me over 10 years out from my WLS. What is WLS? Surgery. I feel great. I'm 8 months. I'll be 8 months in the beginning of April. Yeah, no, I'll be 7 months. Wait, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So 8 months. 8 months. Yeah, I'll be 8 months. Yeah, so and I'm not drastically losing weight, and I don't have like any visibly saggy skin. That's is like a hallmark of like weight loss. I don't have any of that yet. I don't know what's gonna happen as I um keep going, but as of right now, it is no kind of that kind of classic saggy skin. Yeah, I've been it's been good for me. I haven't had any whatever the normal negative effects are that I was worried about. I haven't had them yet. But I'm not finished. This is the first 6 months. So they say the first year. Yeah, they say the first year is the I'm definitely not having no issues with eating. I have yeah, it's been good. I have adjusted to that pretty well. Um yeah, it's been fire. So hopefully I won't lose because I don't want to get I don't definitely don't want to get under 230. And I'm like 270 something now. And so if I stay in the 230, 250 range, anything right there would be perfect for me. Mm. What is your daily routine of meals that you eat for the day? I don't have a daily routine of meals. I don't have a daily routine. I don't eat the same thing every day. I just don't. What's different is my hunger. I can go 48 hours without even thinking about food. Prior to surgery, impossible. my body would be like hungry, 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 hungry. Ah. But now it doesn't do that. I don't feel the pains of hunger. It takes me about 36 hours before I'm like, oh, I'm famished. I want something to eat. It takes me about 48. 46 is when I first start feeling it, but I could get to like 48 till where I'm like, oh, it'll take me like 2 days to feel like I'm hungry. So it's really just about, because it's not about being just hungry, it's about, oh, you have to eat. I'm just more apt to say, oh, what type of food um do I want to eat today for sustenance? Have I eaten a lot of green food? I get to think about it more. It just forces you to think about it. That's really what it is. Whereas before you can just scarf. Cause I'm not a person that's like a junk food connoisseur where I'm just eating junk food. I eat healthy food and junk food. I can eat it all. And so I'll be eating some amazing Mediterranean fresh meal from this Italian restaurant. And then I'll eat a fucking Burger King burger. And then I'll eat a pie from Proud Pies and Katie. Then I'll eat I'll just eat whatever's delicious. And there wouldn't be any restriction as far as how much I can eat of it. I can just eat whatever I wanted. And it just would, but I wouldn't be active enough to balance the amount of calories that I'm taking in compared to what I'm putting out. And so this forces you to have that kind of portion control that I would never be able to control alone by myself. I don't have that willpower. That lasts for like 3 weeks. And then I'm back to eating what I want. As soon as I feel, because sometimes it just gets, the hunger gets overwhelming. And sometimes when you're hungry, you're not even thinking about the right decision. You're just kind of, oh, I need something to eat. What's the easiest thing to eat right now? And sometimes, more than likely, the fastest, easiest thing is not going to be the most healthiest. Mm. Make sure y'all thumbs up if you're watching. I will be back on Friday. What is out right now that I need to talk about? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But I will see y'all. I'm about to finish while I'm up and at 'em because I've been asleep all day. So I'm not going to be going to sleep anytime soon because I've been asleep all day. And so I'm going to be up, and I'll probably go to the gym at 6:30, hopefully. So I want to finish some of my closet stuff before I go to the gym. So, all right. I will talk to y'all later. Bye bye.